Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, so help me out there, subscribe, and let's get going, guys. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Python 3. If you don't know, the Python 3 is a missile that it's being added for the J8F as the PL8, right? It is the new missile for the upcoming J8F. And yeah, it is an amazing missile. It's more or less very similar to something like a MatAWG 2, you know, it's supposed to be a little bit better, but it probably, I mean, the dev, it was kind of work in progress still. Not everything was basically ready there, and we didn't know exactly how it, we just don't know how it's going to perform, right? But we have kind of an idea. So 35 Gs, apparently, according to real life sources, the burn time is very short, but it has a very strong engine that basically produces a lot of power. So it is going to be a very fast missile, turns very well, you know, and yeah, even in some aircraft in the future, it can be used with the HMDs in the Israelis, right? But yes, it was being added for it is being added for the J8F, which is a Chinese aircraft, right? And people were asking, like, if the Israelis are going to get it. So now we kind of have an answer. It was already kind of, you know, confirmed that they were considering and they were going to add for something, but they didn't tell what exactly, apparently. But now we have the confirmation. So some suggestion moderator or confirmations, like, I don't know, like a technical moderator or something like that, confirmed that some Israeli aircraft, at least one of them, is actually getting the Python 3. And it is the Kurnass 2000. The Kafir is basically denied for now that it's going to have the Python 3. And the F-16, we don't have any confirmations of it. Nobody, like, talking about it, so we don't know if the F-16 will get it. Although, I mean, the M9L is already an amazing missile, so I don't think the F-16 is the one that actually needs this missile, even though it would be cool to see it. I think that the Kurnass is one that most deserves this missile, and because it is, what, 11.7, right? So it is a very high BR, if you ask me. So it kind of deserves a new missile, right? Even though the M9L is already a pretty good missile, it is a third generation heavy F4 that, you know, it could use something like that. And about the Kafirs, I mean, it's complicated, right? It's the same principle as, for example, the F-4E and the F-5E, for example, that they told the community that these aircraft, even though, yes, they could, in theory, take better missiles, that would basically increase the BR of them and make it so that these aircraft would be kind of worse than everything else, right? So they prefer to remain in 11.0 without these missiles than adding them and having to actually increase the BR for 11.3, 11.7 maybe, or something like that, and having to face MiG-29s, which is fair enough, to be honest. I still think that something like a 1980s F-4E would be cool to see with better missiles, even though it would basically use the same radar and be basically the same aircraft, but in a bracket maybe or something like that, just for we to actually have an F-4E for the US that actually uses the AIM-9L and AIM-7F or M or something like that, right? But yeah, the Kafir would suffer the same problem. If he actually gets a new missile, it probably would have a higher BR. And the aircraft already kind of is on the limit, I think. One of the reasons for being in the limit is the weapon systems. I think the AIM-9G is just well over, you know, it's just not a good missile for an 11.3 aircraft. But still, like, adding the Python 3 for 11.3 might make the Kafir be way too good, because imagine facing, like, Python 3s in a 10.3 aircraft. It wouldn't be very cool, right? So, I don't know. I mean, we still have that kind of line of thinking with some aircraft. For example, the MatAWG 2 and the Mirage F1. But, I mean, it's an aircraft that almost nobody flies, and he already suffers quite enough being the Mirage F1. So, I don't know. I really don't know if the Kafir would be OP. I don't think so, but it is kind of like making the BR compression a little bit worse, you know, adding the Kafir C7 with the Python. So I don't know, maybe it's something that depends on the player, right? Because depends on the player, I would say that there are some people that will say that the Kafir C7 could get the Python 3 on the 11.3, been fine with it. And there are some players that will say that they don't care if he gets a new BR, they just want the Python 3 on the Kafir C7. You know, so it's complicated. So I understand why they're just being cautious with this. But it is very cool that at least the Kurnass 2000, it is confirmed to have that, because it would be very, very weird to see an Israeli missile not being added for the Israelis, you know, with the missile being added to the game. It would be very, very cool. Bad, you know. So I don't know. I just feel like it's the correct option. And I don't know, maybe we will see something else getting it. Hopefully the F-16. We don't know yet. We will need to wait. And I don't think, I mean, the thing is that the Israelis, they are not going to get anything else for the actual PVR engagements for now. I would say that, of course, an F-15 will probably come in the future of War Thunder, but it's probably going to take a while. So they already denied that for now they're going to receive anything else. So something like this would be the right step up for these nations to actually have something competitive, to actually fight in the top tiers, top ranks, right? As I said, the F-16 itself, I mean, the M9L is already one of the best missiles in the game, if not the best. So do we need more for the F-16? I don't think we do. But since the Python 3 isn't that big of a deal compared to an M9L or a MatAWG 2, I mean, it's better, but not like, it's not an R-73, right? It's not a thrust vectoring missile or anything like that. So it would be like, even if it's better than the American like M9L, and even if the other F-16s don't receive any other better missiles, I think it would be just cool to see a missile like that, just because it's an Israeli missile. It would make it so that the nets is actually different from the other F-16As, right? Or the other F-16A, because obviously the Block 10, I mean, right? Because the others are the ADFs or the MLU, which are already different, but the Block 10s, they are basically the same in the game. So it would make that these two would have a difference, right? So it would be very, very cool to see that. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about the Python 3. Do you like the idea that it's coming for the Israelis for the Kurnass? Do you dislike this idea for some reason? Do you think it should come to the Kafir or not, and the F-16 or not? Let me know in the comments, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see you.